Have you ever been like... Because I saw that Hunger Games with my mom today, and I was thinking about, like, what Philip Seymour Hoffman, after 20-something years of being sober, like, what made him go back to it. Like, when you're mad or depressed, do you ever think maybe I'll do some coke?
Never.
No?
Never. Especially now with the baby. I know how much it would mean.
Yeah.
I know how much it would hurt my wife. It wouldn't even be... for the first time my life has a little value because of the baby and my wife, and both of them together give you a little something. It's the first time I've been scared. If you ever watched the end of that movie with Richard Gere and Andy Garcia, Internal Affairs, it's a fucked up movie, but at the end when he's dying, he goes, when you have kids, it changes you. It makes you do things you might not want to do or do before, So I'm pretty... I don't know if I'd do drugs again. If anything, I would do a little bit of white heroin in a needle.
No, you can't do a needle.
Yeah, because I never did it. At this point, I think if I did it with somebody cool, and I looked the other way and put my iPod in, and they shot my arm, a little bit of heroin, and then pulled some blood out, and held it, and then I just kept breathing. And I go to my island of serenity and they shoot me a little bit more. I think I just get high for a few hours. I would like that.
I think that's a lot worse than doing a little bit of coke. Isn't that terrible?
No. Some good, like a good Chinese guy. Like some Chinese
A good one?
Yeah, like some
no,
dude
that's... Chang's one?
No. Like some good Chinese guy in New York that brought it from Toronto. Something from, something Chinese. They processed it very clean. Ooh, some fucking, some white debt. Something with one of those names, some white debt. And it had to be it had to be a professional. Like, listen, what would you shoot? Well, I do the whole bag, but I do it. All right, then give me a quarter of that. Just give me a tiny little beat, mix it with some water, and just blast me a little bit. Poke the arm, put on some Black Sabbath, and take it out, and then loosen it. I would just to go nuts for 2 hours.
Is it supposed to be great?
It would fuck me up. It would take a guy like me where I need to be before the next journey.
You're not worried about getting addicted to it?
No, not one little tiny taste like that. In my arm with a needle, it's clean, Bobby.
Who's Bobby?
Bobby, like... Who shot that duck?
Andy Dolores is crazy.
So what do you think? How you feeling, fun?
I'm super high.
No, you're not. You look good. You're conscious. It's clean. Auntie Dolores is putting out...
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
I spoke to somebody, I gave it to, and they said, that shit took a leap up, Auntie Dolores products.
Yeah.
Took a fucking leap up. You're high right now, but you're not... You're not all goofy.
I'm getting there.
Up. No, you're not. You look good. You look healthy.
Thank you.
What else did you do with your mom? So you got a driver. What did you do these last 3 days? Think of what you have that I don't have. I don't have a mom. So I'm very proud that you, we were goofing on her before she came. You're like, you get mad at me if I go? And you, no. I want you to see your mom. What happened with your mom this week? How was it? How was the meeting of the Mexicans?
It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but it went well. Like, I was just nervous because my mom, like... she's just the whitest. Like, I'm the whitest, and we're just like, I just was nervous, but it went great. They really liked each other. We went to dinner.
They're gonna call each other every week.
No.
All right.
I can't speak.
Fucking bullshit.
No, but like, I was nervous. I was like, fuck. Like, I had only introduced my mom to like one other girl before, I think, or maybe two, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't good, and then that was fine.
You take her to a steakhouse, you show her Artie Morton's, you cheap
No,
fuck.
no.
No,
I did. We went out with my mom, and I went and Paula and stuff. But my mom wanted to cook, so she cooked lamb that one night, which you hated.
And who went over there?
Just me and her.
And what night did Paula and her mom go over?
Just Paula came over one night.
What did she eat?
They ate. We got takeout that night.
What'd you get?
Chicken teriyaki.
And what'd your mom think?
She liked. She got shrimp. It was good.
And then she goes tomorrow. Where'd you go yesterday? To the Museum of Natural History?
No, tolerance.
And what'd you guys learn? You see a bunch of Jews screaming?
Pretty much. No, it was a fucked up experience. Like, we listened to Survivor speak. It was pretty.
Now, when you went there, how many people were in the
A
museum?
bunch.
Were they all Jews?
Full. There were some Jews, but no, there's some like Mexican people and stuff. And there's a black family, a trio of black girls, and no, it was. I had been to them in D.C. and Israel before, and I get really depressed. Like I just am in a bad mood. Just it really takes it out of you. This one wasn't that good because they had you follow like a weird fake conversation with some scientists, like looking at, or historians, I guess, looking at the Holocaust. But like the one in Israel is pretty terrible, and it's my mom wanted to go, and it made her happy.
Did you cry?
I got teared up a little bit. It's
Did your mom cry? Did you say an Israeli prayer?
No, we didn't say a prayer. I didn't say a prayer.
When you went home and broke the lamb, did you say a prayer before the lamb for these
I
poor people
love
that
lamb.
suffered?
I love lamb.
I know you do. You like all that shit.
She makes it with a little bit of mustard mixed with breadcrumbs. A little bit of mint jelly. She made homemade applesauce.
Oh.
I didn't even know she did that.
Come on.
Until this year.
And now today, what did you guys do?
Today we went and saw Hunger Games and we went shopping.
Where'd you go see Hunger Games?
Burbank.
And you saved on the parking.
Yeah, fuck yeah. They didn't have it at the Lumley anymore. I would have seen it at the Lumley, but they didn't have it.
And then where else did you take it? You take it for dinner tonight?
No, she made, it sounds stupid, but one of my favorite things she makes is quesadillas. So she made those.
Your mom?
They're just American quesadillas. They're just tortillas and shredded cheese and some chicken, but...
Cheddar cheese?
Not cheddar. I think it's like the taco mix blend or something. It's good.
Why don't you just get the cheese in a package and really just put
it is in a package.
A dagger in my heart?
It is in a package.
That white single stuff,
no,
like the Kraft single
no,
slices.
It's the shredded stuff in a bag.
It's in the package.
It's in the plastic
It's not
package.
the shit. It's not the single slices made by Kraft with the cancer.
No.
Next time you get that cheese, take it out of the wrapper and look at it.
I do get that.
You could smell the cancer. You could smell the chemotherapy.
I get the reduced fat version of it too.
Do you really?
Yeah, because
That's
it's only
phenomenal.
25 calories.
Don't come crying to me when your asshole's on fire, cocksucker.
It's not
Let's read the fucking sponsors, right? Let's do that. Can you do that?
It's your job this time.
Now you get me all fucking pissed off.
I'll do it again at the end.
Fucking quesadilla.
It's
A
good.
Jew flies 2,000 miles.
She
to make
likes
a
it.
quesadilla.
Yeah.
What do you make with it? What about the potato pancakes? What happened to
We
those?
had those. I have a bunch of those.
Where are they?
They're mine. You stay away from them.
Where are they?
My freezer.
What does she make them with?
Potatoes, onions, a little bit of garlic,
Do you put applesauce on it?
and sour cream.
Oh, look at you. You're the last of the real Jews. Speaking
Oh, gee, yeah. I have. Oh my god. I have to do more mushrooms next time though. I
you
haven't.
do more everything. You live like a fucking monk during the week. But I'm driving to Worcester. Who gives a fuck? Put 60. Listen, you might have to come down here this summer for a week because I got a new idea for a fucking show that's gonna 6 episodes on YouTube.
Right.
We're gonna get an offer.
From who? Like a rehab place?
No, what fucking rehab? Who's going to a rehab?
I don't know. It's me apparently.
No, that was 3 years ago when the guy still worked at the rehab. He ended up going to jail for insurance fraud. He's doing 6 to 10 in Florida now.
What? Oh, I forgot about that. You told me you were going to send me to rehab and give me 20 grand.
Yeah, that's what they do. They take the insurance money, they give you a little kickback. Then they put your brother's name on there, and your sister, and mom, and the whole family goes to rehab. You get 100 grand. Everybody gets a new start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now he's in jail.
That's okay.
So what are we gonna do for this show? What am I being?
This show is so fucking powerful. I can't even send it over the airwaves.
Okay.
Because there's only 4 or 5 people that can pull this off and look at themselves straight in the fucking face. You know, if I put this out there, I'm gonna tell you who's gonna steal it. Fucking that creepy marijuana fucking channel, Vice, with their fucking crumpets and people bacon and shit. What the fuck? And then they got the weakest people smoking pot. Like they got people who got no testosterone. They're smoking 18% THC. Talking about
I think Vice closed.
They saw a mosque or some shit. Nah, the other night I was going through it, and Vice was on TV. They still got the channel.
Okay.
They didn't do nothing. They were kind of taking chances. and they fucking folded. And then they put a bunch of good shows on, but with the wrong fucking people. You know, these fucking little testosterone, no testosterone kids. You know, they eat Uber Eats and shit like that. They don't leave the house. They got no sunlight. And they think they're dropping knowledge about Mount Fuji or whatever the fuck they're talking about now.
It sounds like you're describing me, to be honest.
Not really. You're a different type of animal. You're out there doing things. These people ain't doing things. Somebody's paying for their fucking college tuition, and all of a sudden they're fucking Confucius. And now I'm put them on a fucking TV show to talk to the consumer about weed, and you know, and the shows are god awful. I tried my hardest. My agents didn't even want to go in there because they're like, it's no money, Joey. I go, I don't care. I have to prove a point. You got these fucking jamokes on there, fucking taking 5 milligrams, and this vapor pen is tremendous. Get these fucking jamokes off. You're not doing nothing for the marijuana industry. I'm sorry. That's my fucking take for the day. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Speaking of take, and it's kind of, I haven't watched it because I don't think I could, but you used to talk a lot about like child actors you'd see in LA.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear what's going on with like that Nickelodeon producer this week?
I know something about a documentary.
Yeah, like of just him like doing terrible. Like, did you see anything or like
no? I don't even know what a documentary is.
Not like, but I just meant like with kid actors. Like, did you ever see people acting weird with them or like being like?
You know, there was one situation where I was a little concerned, and I'm not a crime stopper, but I actually knew the producer, like outside the set. That's how I got the job. I'm not going to know movies or anything. And I had done a few films with these guys. These aren't like release films. These are straight to DVD, Disney, fucking, a couple different channels. And I knew that going in. But it helped me get insurance and it helped my acting. Whatever. You know, you learn something. I ended up doing like 5 or 6 movies with them. But there were kids in these movies. Okay. And who I did not like on those movies. There was a teacher, a male teacher.
Whoa.
That they hired, and he kept doing the movies with us. You know, he was with us in Colorado. He was with us in Northern California. He was with us in, I think, Ohio we shot. I just didn't, something. And then somebody came to me one day and said, what is it with that guy? And I go, it's like he was wanted for pedophilia in another state, and he changed his name, and he moved to California, and he became a teacher on the sets. And it was just very disturbing. So when the other person came to me, and I know me, I'm a fucking idiot. But when this person who was very, white, great person, family man, great wife, she was an actress also, he said it in like, I took the producer's side, and the producer was like, we've all noticed that. We run background checks, but I can't. I don't want to be involved in that stuff. And here's the funny thing. Like they had some producer, right? They had some dude that was in a jacuzzi with a kid and all that stuff. And, guys, we saw some creepy stuff out there. And throughout the years, you're going to see something in LA, save it in your memory bank, and 12 years from now, Diddy gets caught in an orgy jumping up and down with a bunch of rappers, But you heard something 15 years ago and you were like, That's right. It's like when my mom used to go, Rock Hudson's a fag. I used to go, stop.
Right.
Stop. Don't say those things. And then one day, 15 years later, you hear about it, and you're like, those people weren't wrong. That's what you're about to see in the next couple of years.
Fuck.
Listen, I don't know what's going on out there. I know that I was never a part of anything out there beside the Comedy Store. And when I did a movie or whatever, I always had a good time. Old school tonight. Off the guest. Fool you. We're going straight up tonight. Old school. Check in with you guys. It's been a while. We've had a lot of great guests, from Sarah Tiana to Rich Franklin to Joe Rogan to Gabriel to Ralphie.
You're going way back. See what Gabriel's doing?
What's
like
he doing?
A week in one theater in Chicago did like 20,000 seats.
Oh, please.
This week?
Then he comes here. He does 3 nights somewhere in Anaheim, and then 2 nights, and then he's off for New Year's, and it's over. If I get out of work early tomorrow, we'll go to his Christmas party. I get out of work early. I don't know what time it's supposed to rain here in L.A. If you guys don't know, when it rains in L.A., everything goes off kabang. So if you got to leave for work and be there at 8, you usually leave at 7. You got to leave at like 5:45 tomorrow. I wish I was lying to you guys. It's a sad truth. They fall the fuck apart. When you live in Colorado and it snows, it's amazing how it didn't affect them at all. Like, snow was just another day for those people. Like, it snowed a foot. People were still on time at work. You know, when you live in New York, when I lived in New York back in the 80s and it would snow, the city would shut down. This is a huge metropolitan city with so many things available to it. And the city would shut down. Then a small town like Aspen, Colorado, it snows a foot, and it's gone in 2 fucking hours.
My mom calls me a wimp now. She called me a wimp the whole week because I said it was like cold, it was chilly, it was like 55 degrees. And she's coming from Boston. She's like, you're such a wimp now.
Oh, no, it was cold in the fucking mornings. Listen, you're talking to a guy that used to fucking bathe in this 40 degrees. Now, I get out of the shower and I yell at my wife when I'm putting the heat on. Like, take the fuck. She puts it on for a little while and she turns it off. She goes, it gets too hot in here too quick, but if you turn it off, when I come out of the shower, it's freezing. I like opening the door and that bust of heat hits you, and it dries you off to the last couple spots you haven't, fucking dried off. But it gets, you're not used to the weather. You're not used to the cold weather no more. But last week we had rain Friday.
We had rain a few days last week.
But last week, the big storm was Friday. And that was the day, for some reason, I didn't have to be at work till 7, but I got up like at 4:30. Because in my sleep, I was worried about the rain. And they said they were going to call work for the movie the next day. And they pushed it back, but we still worked and they cleared up. But they were scaring fucking white people. Scaring them. Don't go to work. The 91 is backed up. You know how long it took me to get to Simi Valley? 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
With the rain. I got the Subaru. I kicked that motherfucker. Well, it's always 4-wheel drive. And if it hits a puddle, the other tire picks it up. That's how the Subaru engineering works. It just picks it up. Where a tire, if it hydroplanes or something, I got to the fucking set in 20 minutes. I couldn't believe it. They were scaring fucking Gentiles to death on TV.
We don't think we talked about it. Why did you decide not to get like a Cadillac?
I've never been big. I don't like how in L.A. everybody judges you by your car.
Yeah.
It really bothers the fuck out of me.
I was telling my mom, a lot of people here have like Porsches and
BMW
and studio apartments.
Everybody has a Series 3 BMW here.
Yeah.
If you see anybody in the industry, a junior agent, and then as they get there for a while, they get a 5 Series. Listen, I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm here to impress myself, I like the Subaru. I like feeling safe. I like knowing that if it rains, a Cadillac's a great car and whatever, but I can't pay $300 to $400 a month and not sleep at night if something does break down. I've always had great success with Subarus and Toyotas. Why would I want to change it now at this point?
Yeah.
If I start making an abundance of fucking money, my second car would be a Cadillac or something. But then I gotta have a family, so I can't be selfish. It'd have to be like, you know what I'm saying.
Plus, with your daughter, you don't want to have like messes in the back of a Cadillac, I guess.
Listen, she can do whatever the fuck she wants. As long as I pay for the car, it's my fucking car, and they're gonna throw apples on. Kids are gonna be kids.
Yeah.
I went to the park with Saturday, and there was a soccer thing going on, a soccer camp, and it was kids her age, a little older. Some kids knew what the fuck was going on. The other kids were just bots. They were just there out in the sun, walking around, half fucked up. There was a camp for like 2-year-olds and one for like 4-year-olds. And I'm walking around, I'm watching those 2-year-olds because I could see if I could put her in here, and my wife and her are battling. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, she wants to go down. I go, then let her fucking go down there. I go, you're going to sit there and battle with her, and you got to pick your battles with these kids. She's going to run down there anyway. She's going to walk around, touch the net, touch the ball, and then she's going to walk away from those kids. No, she's not. I picked her up, walked her down. That's exactly what she did. She kicked the ball. She saw 20 kids. She looked around. She goes, I don't need this shit. I don't live by myself. She walked away. But we signed her up.
Oh, that's cool.
She's going next Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Even though she might not like it, she'll like it. It's kicking the ball. It's running around, falling in leaves. They got 2 coaches there. They coach you. They tell you what to do. You know, she's mingling. This is what they're supposed to do so they grow up with fucking social skills. You know, you got to wonder all this shit. They talk about cops and all this. You know, when I was growing up, cops were more involved with you in the next neighborhood. There was the same cop patrolling the same neighborhood. He got to know you. If something went on, he came and saw you. You talked to him. He asked you questions. And now you have all these complaints of cops and aggressive behavior, you know, towards
excessive force, yeah.
Excessive force, whatever the fuck they want to call it. And it's because maybe they don't have the right social skills. We do live in a computer generation.
Yeah.
We're very computer generated. When I used to dealing with people, we leave the house scared. If you watch the news, everybody is fucking fearful. You know, one good thing about the church, I was thinking about this. When I first got into the church, when I got into Beauty and the Beast or the church, it wasn't to expose Bigfoot. It wasn't to expose steroids. It wasn't to expose Hollywood people that are gay. It wasn't to expose anything. It was to expose life's bullshit that we get fed, and either you believe it or you fucking don't and move on, you know? And
do you get nervous, Blow? Because I went to the movies with my mom today, and for a second, when they were doing that thing, like if you see any suspicious people, tell somebody, for a second I was like, what would I do if a gunman came in here and I'm here with my mom? When I'm by myself, I don't really worry about it. But, like, do you worry about it now when you're going out with Mercy and stuff?
I worry about everything and everything. and you'd be an asshole if you would. You'd be an asshole if you wouldn't. Every day you go on Twitter and there's an explosion somewhere, 14 people got killed.
That guy in Australia.
The guy in Australia. Every fucking day, people. You get up every morning, and if you have a half a heartbeat, and you weren't an asshole like I am, that we actually look at that shit to start your morning. We actually look at that shit to start your morning. Because I do. I'm guilty of it. All right, I won't put the fucking news on, and I won't hear it visually, but while I'm streaming on Google or whatever the fuck my first page is, Yahoo, you see what happens. You know, 14 children get killed in Africa. Whatever the fuck, you know. And it stays with you throughout the day. I'm not the type of guy that would blame police officers for anything. I know what life is on both sides of the shield. I've seen cops that are stressed out, and I've seen people that are stressed out that just have a bad day. I know one thing about life, Lee. People have bad days.
I'm chilling over at your boy Russell's house, Russell Peters. So then Russell texted me. He's like, Kane's over here right now. Come over to my house. And I was like, get the fuck out. So I drove over there. He could not be a cooler dude. He told me that his engineer, that he, like in the studio, saw the bit and told him about it, and that a bunch of people have pointed. But he couldn't have been, and now I tweet with him like all the time. He's just, he's a cool dude, man.
What about Tyson? Where'd you bump into that Saturday?
On a flight from LA to Pittsburgh. And man, people go nuts when they see Tyson.
Nuts.
People go nuts.
And he's great.
And he's gracious. He shook everybody's hand. Everybody.
He's very fucking.
And you know what? What you see is that the amount of people, people that are Joey Diaz fans. Yeah, there's a wide variety. Or let's take another actor or artist or athlete. There's that range of person that's like your fan. With Tyson, old white ladies, fucking teenage black kids, 45-year-old white guys. In other words, everybody wants to say something to him. It's not just a certain demographic. It's the whole fucking world boarding the plane stopped and said something. They held up the fucking line to board, where the flight attendant was like, you have to keep moving, and they're like, I want to talk to Mike. Like,
I can't believe they didn't board him last.
Well, what are you going to do? Like, they can't really do anything. So we're rushing,
How funny is that? He got convicted of rape and went to prison. There's something about people when they get convicted of rape, they have a power over people. And they walk over a room. Motherfuckers like, that dude went to prison for rape, Jack. I gotta shake his fucking hand. I gotta get his fucking autograph.
I doubt they brought that up when they were saying hi.
Damn, that motherfucker.
These old white guys were kissing his ass.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So crazy, man.
I've seen him at UFC. I seen when that whole thing came, when he first went to a UFC, how people going nuts. People, and I love him. He's an interesting guy, man. He's a very interesting guy, and it's amazing that he's prevailed.
It is.
It's amazing that he's had 22 lives. He's had tremendous pain. He lost a kid at his house. I mean, guys, you have no idea. He lost his father, his family, his trainer. He was sexually abused. That guy's always got a fucking smile on his face. And yeah, they got him on medication or whatever. When he's around too, you don't know. Like sometimes you're looking at him going, man, this guy might snap. If he snaps,
he's got that look in his eye.
He's got that look in his eye, and that's
And by the way, he could still fucking wreck somebody.
Yeah. Really? He's in good shape?
Yeah.
No, he's not in good shape for him. Like he'd consider himself out of shape right now.
But he still has the power.
Dude, you see it. I mean, you can see. First of all, like when he moves, it just moves his arm like he has an enormous. But he's got the walk. Like the walk comes from. It's like a power way of walking. Like he throws his hips the same way you get power in a punch. It's all from like the lower body, and he literally he walks. It looks like a fucking pit bull. It's like that he could absolutely, if he wanted to.
All he needs is 2 shots against you, because you might put your hand up and catch the one, and he'll just hit you in the chest, and the air's gonna go out of your chest.
Yeah,
and he's gonna come up with that fucking left hook, and that's it. And that's it for you. And that's the people that were fighters that got used to it.
Yeah.
Guys like me and you, we just go down.
I'd go down
you just start bleeding internally.
I was talking, I talked to him about fighting for a while. He came to my show. That's the other thing. I met him on a plane, and then he came to the show. That's fucking
cool
bananas.
Shit. Yeah, that's cool.
And he hung out in the green room, and we just talked about fighting. But I was talking to somebody about, he was trained by Customato, and then the other guy that was like in the ring with him all the time is Teddy Atlas, who calls fights now on like ESPN.
He's great.
He's fantastic. And they were saying that somebody asked him, I guess on one of these shows, like, so was Tyson like this just natural, like savant fighter, like a prodigy, like just he got in the ring and just knew how to fight? And they said that he was powerful as shit. That is natural, but he was getting hit a lot. He was getting hit all the time. And then they said that when we taught him how to slip punches, and then when he learned that, nobody wanted to fight him anymore. Like nobody wanted to spar with him anymore. Once he knew how to slip punch, because he was getting hit a lot.
Yeah.
But once he knew how to slip punches, they were like, we had to like fucking bust people in to fight him, because everybody around there was like, oh no, I'm good, man. Like that was.
Do they have these on tape somewhere? Because like I've never seen a Mike Tyson. I know of them and I've seen clips, but like an entire Mike Tyson fight. Do they have like just reels?
Oh yeah.
I would love to see that somewhere.
Oh yeah, man. You can, dude. YouTube has
hours.
Okay.
Hours. Yes. YouTube has a guy that probably put together just his knockouts to get you started.
Oh yeah.
Just his knockouts to get you started, and that's I got addicted to Roberto Duran on YouTube for a year.
Do you want to hear this?
Go ahead.
Okay, so, well, first of all, I meet him on the plane, and he couldn't be nicer.
Roberto Duran.
No, Tyson. And anyways, I talked to him for a while on the plane, and I give him my number, and he ends up texting me and then calling me, and then coming to the show in Pittsburgh, which is fucking bananas.
That's bananas, yeah.
And then we're in the green room, and we're talking about, I can't believe he came to my show. I'm just like asking him questions. And then we talk about workouts. And I was like, how his workouts, if you want to see something insane, it's like him work just a gym workout when he's like 18, 19, 20, 21. They're bananas, okay? Like jump rope with the bag, and then speed bag, and then the sit-ups. Like this guy worked out, it's just like you can't even wrap your head around it. I told him I was watching also, because different, all those boxers are just tremendous they're amazing athletes. Roy Jones Jr. do it, and then Tyson goes, nah man, my guy is Roberto Duran. Yeah. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, that's my guy.
That's your school of thought. Roberto Duran was a school of thought. And you could see the people you could see Keynesian people. You could see Dice people. You could see that I'm from the Dice school of thought. I'm also from the Rodney Dangerfield school of thought. Even though I love Bill Hicks or whatever, he's from the Roberto Duran school of thought, which is to go in there and fucking kill you. It's a different savage. And I know that the workouts, like I read the Duran book, and, you know, I knew a lot of people who knew Duran, and it was fucking crazy. And yeah, he's got the reputation for no mas, but there's more behind that story.
Yeah, what do you think happened to boxing? Because, like, these fighters took over the country, like Ali, Tyson, all these people, and now it's just nowhere. It's just almost gone.
You know, it's all peaks and valleys. You know, in what was it, in the comedy boom was the mid-'80s?
Yeah, through the 80s, and the death started in, like, early, like, 91, 92 is when
you know, everything goes peaks and valleys. Then it came back and...
For you know, I'll never forget that one night we were at the Comedy Store, and it was Marilyn's, you know, like funeral, and Jeff Valdez went up there, and I'm like, oh my God. And I witnessed, I saw the side of Joey that I never wanted to be in front of. I saw those flames directed at someone, and it wasn't me. And I was never more happy that I was never on your bad side. Because,
Gabriel, I'm trying to write a joke right now comparing a wake to Hollywood. Like, I saw my mother get buried, and I went to this wake. And Cuban wakes are 5 days, 4 days fucking long. You know, the arm has to pop up before they bury her. I swear to God, Cuban, something's got to move before they bury him. So I saw these people come into this wake, and everybody told me if I ever needed anything to call them. And a month later, when I called them, the phone was disconnected. You know, so I've always had a big problem with wakes. Like, I just don't fucking like them. So I walk in there that day. See, there's a backstory to the Jeff Valdez thing. You know that he tortured me in Maryland for years. And that thing that he did to me with the Latino Laugh Festival, I never ever forgot that. Because he made me showcase like a donkey 5 times, clean. And then he said, you didn't make it to the festival, but then he did a midnight blue show, and he didn't ask me to do the dirty show. And I saw him he came to the store on purpose that Monday night, like to rub it in my face. And I was like, that's a declaration of war. But I'll save that for later down the road. That's how crazy I am. So this is 98. And I saved it as a declaration of war that showed back up in 2007. Like, I always knew I was going to stab him one way or another. I'm looking at you in the face, and I'm telling you that whole thing, how to describe to comedians what it felt like. It was a time in my life where I couldn't find an agent. I was booking shit. I booked the CBS pilot. I booked basketball, and I had booked something else. Everybody had agents. Everybody was going to Montreal. Everybody was getting something. And here I am stuck at the store following Paul Mooney every night. And I didn't really see it for what it was. Do you know what I'm saying, dog? So here I am living my life. I never bothered the Latin community. In 1996, they called me in Seattle and flew me down and put me in a hotel in Wilshire and took me to the Laugh Factory and made me go up number 6 behind Greg Giraldo and fucking
Wow.
This is when Pablo was a fucking pure hell. This is when Pablo was doing Seinfeld in Spanish. And once I saw that, my insides broke. I'm like, I don't deserve to be down here. So I went up. They put me up like number fucking 2. I'm a Cuban guy in an all-Mexican room. I get fucking buried. I get off stage. There was one person who came up to me and gave me a hug. Marilyn Martinez came up to me and she goes, that's the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. These stiffs just don't fucking get it.
They don't understand.
Fuck them. They have a broom up their fucking pussies. You know, like, she would just go off into like this thing. That's how I met Marilyn Martinez. Was after bombing my first time ever in LA and getting off the stage and her going off and taking me outside and telling me to move here, that I should be on the next plane down here, that they're looking for guys like me. And I remember taking her number. And I went back to Seattle, kept in touch with Marilyn, and then I got the deal from CBS. And when I came back, I called Marilyn. And she told me, come to the store. I'll introduce you to Mitzi, the whole fucking thing. I mean, it was just mind-boggling how nice of a lady she was. She had the black husband, David.
David.
Always
had those mints in his pocket.
Yeah.
I could always depend on David to hand me a mint.
It was just a weird. I don't know what she was to you and me. She was like, she went off on you. She went off on me. You know, it was like she was like an angel.
She would go off on me for bad relationship choices because I would always tell her what was going on. You're stupid. You know, she would tell me some nasty things I should be doing instead of trying to be romantic. David, give him a mint. You know? I'm like, oh my God.
It's funny. I have a picture of her on my clipboard. It's like I have a clipboard on the wall, and I just look at it. And whenever I see it, I just think of her saying, she would call the house, dog. And if I didn't pick up, remember the old answering
machine? Pick up. Hello, I know you're there.
She would say, cocksucker. And my girlfriend would go, what kind of people do you hang out with? Like, that's when I first started dating Terry. And Marilyn would call the house. We'd leave the store at 2. You went to Santa Monica. You got a chicken burrito. You just talked there till about 2:45. And then you went home. And a half hour later, your phone's ringing. It's Marilyn. And all of a sudden, she'd go, I got to go. There's a guy calling me for phone sex. And then she would go get a phone sex guy. And I'd be sitting there snorting blow. And all of a sudden, my phone would ring. What's up? Fuck him. He wanted me to stick a broomstick up my pussy. Like, she would say all this shit to you. And I'd be coked up, Gabriel. I'd be 5 a.m. coked up.
And you've talked about Marilyn before that, you know, people know that she used to be a phone sex operator back in the day. Those 976 days in the late
you got to remember, 90s. Marilyn was 5'4",
300,
378.
But she had one of those
and that's without the shoes. Her head looked like he got hit with a safe. Like somebody dropped a safe from the 11th floor. God rest her soul. I'm not saying nothing bad about her. I miss her dearly. I couldn't even imagine her around today. Like on a podcast.
Wow.
I couldn't even imagine her around, tipping the scales at 400, eating on a podcast, talking dirty shit about people, because by this time she would have been fucking gone. She would have still been talking shit about poetry. God rest his soul.
Yeah, she was not for the sensitive. Yeah, her.
But, you know, it was weird that she was a phone sex operator. And she told me that she would remember her character was Miko.
Miko.
I'm a Japanese.
Yeah, she's Japanese.
She was Mexican. But she would play Miko and something else. And then she'd
grab her cheek and she sounds so wet. She'd do the little.
Oh, my God.
This is how she paid the bills?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And I remember going on the road with them and going to the hotel room and they had a cooler filled with licorice and candies. They were like walking diabetes. It was tremendous. It was tremendous. It was like having a mom, but not really. She was a comedy fucking chick, man.
She was awesome.
She's been dead for 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
Because that's how long I've been clean. She died the week I decided to get clean. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. Jeff Valdez caught a beating. 8 years later, I waited in the bushes. like what's his name in the beginning of fucking...
Oh, my God.
What's his name in the beginning of Apocalypse Now? Remember when he takes the head of acid and he's naked in his room? Charlie Sheen's father.
Martin.
Oh, my
God. I'm like Martin Sheen. Remember he says, right now I'm in this room getting weaker while Charlie's in the bush getting stronger. I was just Charlie in the bush getting stronger. And I always knew I was going to light Valdez up for that night. He broke me. Like, it didn't matter what else was going on in my life. Like, it didn't matter I was poor. It didn't matter that I didn't have a fucking theatrical agent. It didn't matter that nobody wanted to sign me. None of that shit mattered. You couldn't give me a spot in a dirty show at the festival. I never forgave him for that. And how he switched it up that week after he humiliated me like 4 or 5 times. The following year, he sent us down there, and he paid us with a check.
I remember it was you and Marilyn.
Me, Marilyn, and then just because he sent me down there didn't mean I forgave him. I always kept that in the back of my mind, and it was always going to be a smack to the face, at least. I knew it was going to be a smack to the face. So I let it, whatever. I picked up the longest yard. They called me. They tried to run a scam by me. First they called with a number, and I said, go fuck yourself. Then they called back with the number I asked for, like that easy. Like all of a sudden, I was fucking Bill Cosby. I'm the hottest act. Like just they just weren't right. Something wasn't right. And then they did that last festival where everybody bowed out of. And they did the theater. Jeff Valdez did the theater on Hollywood Boulevard. I was still living in Hollywood. He kept calling me going, come on, come over and do the theater. It doesn't pay anything. But he's charging $55 at the door. He's not paying anything. And I was over it already. I was over the whole Latin scene. That ship had fucking sailed and went. Like the whole thing had gone. It was broken. And all of a sudden, the thing I fucking hate the most happened. A friend of mine dies. So at the time, I know he was giving her work. Remember they were doing that TV show about her working with kids?
Yeah, this was it a show on like CTV?
Yes. He was paying her like $500. I'm not mad at him for that. I was mad at him for what he put us through. Because not only was I heartbroken, but Marilyn cried. Marilyn cried to me saying that the reason why she didn't get it was because she wasn't pretty and shit. And I just never forgot that night. And I just knew he was going to get it. And all of a sudden, God forbid, 8 years later, Marilyn Martinez is dead. I get off the plane from New York. I haven't done coke all weekend. So I was 4 days into wrestling with the no coke thing. I get back. There's going to be a wake. My cat dies. I make a fucking promise that I'm not going to snort coke if the other cat lives. And all of a sudden we have to go to church for Marilyn Martinez. And I parked the car. I was maybe 390 at the time. And I was taking Kung Fu in Silver Lake with some fucking...
Joey Karate.
That was how Joey Karate became. Okay. And I'll never forget parking the car, going in and seeing Jeff Valdez by the church. And my blood pressure went up from 100 to 190. And I said, hello, I was cordial. And there was drama going on. Who was going to pay for the funeral? Marilyn's husband couldn't afford the funeral. Some people said they were going to pay for the funeral. But if certain people showed up, they weren't going to pay for the funeral. So David was all stressed out. I was living in a fucking apartment. I could barely make $700 a month rent. I couldn't help out. I felt horrible. So I knew all this bad energy was going on. So, you know me. You know I'm hot-headed. And at that time, I had the drugs going on. So I could hit you with a dish. I threw a bottle at some guy at the Comedy Store. I was doing shit that junkies do. You know what I'm saying? I was doing junkie shit. So I bowed out of that thing at the Comedy Store. That church thing was at 10 o'clock a.m. I saw Jeff there at like 11, and my blood pressure started going up. I went home, and I said, I'm going to stay home and mind my business. I even took a sleeping pill. I took a sleeping pill so I wouldn't do coke. It would have been like the 7th day that I would have been clean from coke. And I was already burning the fuck up, and now my best friend dies. Somebody who calls me every night and calls me cocksucker and all this shit. And I go, fuck this. A friend of mine who's not my friend no more because she started drinking again and lost her fucking mind, called me up and she goes, listen, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. She was your friend. If you don't go, it's going to look bad. And I go, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I fucking went there, but I stopped. I got $60 out of the ATM in Sunset, and I went to the dealer's house and I bought a gram of Coke and I put it in my drug pocket. And I go, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to fucking do whatever. They were having like a, now you were there.
At the store, yeah.
At the store when we had a talk. You were there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I walk in.
Because the night Ludovica got naked too.
Right, Ludovica showed up. No, by that time they had sent me home. I was banned from the building and shit like that. And by the way, I didn't get banned for that. Mitzi Shore called me. I told her the truth, and she goes, fuck him. I didn't like him anyway. He's a greasy motherfucker or something. So I was like, whoo. I risked that bullet. When I go in there, I make the turn. Now, I'm clean off Coke for 7 days. I'm pissed off about that. I'm pissed off because they offered me a movie. And the people said to me, excuse me, before you accept the movie, we want you to think about it. Because, you know, we know you have a drug habit. I was pissed about that. I was pissed about Maryland. I was pissed about everything in my fucking life wasn't going the right way. And I walk into the Comedy Store main room, and there's a buffet for Marilyn's death. There was a line of food in the back that Corey Cuomo had put together, Freddie Soto's wife. God rest his soul. And who was eating the free food but Jeff Valdez? That was the ultimate insult where I come from. I knew I had a stab in the fucking neck. I went in. I didn't even have time to snort the Coke. I swear to God. I went in and I got like a Dewar's on the rocks. And I drank it. And I walked. And my blood pressure, my heart was pounding. I didn't know if I was going to hit them. And all of a sudden they stop me and they go, hey, we're gonna start this thing.
I don't care if you're 3 or 75.
We still got it, Doug. That's all that matters. You know what? Fuck the story. We're into it that because this is pure shit that's coming out of my head. Look at him. Look at him. He's turning purple over
It's the
there.
third time he's farted on me today.
My God.
Oh, and that one sounded wet. There's no way. And you don't wear underwear.
Yeah.
There's no way you're
No, I got underwear on. Trust
Oh,
me.
thank God.
I'm 57. I went down at. For 10 years, it was dead. Boxing, it seems like it's been dead a little longer
It has been, yeah.
than 10 years, you know? And
You know what you need, man? What? You need an awesome, like if Floyd Mayweather, who's, by the way, huge draw, still sells huge tickets.
Yeah.
But if he was a heavyweight, we are just obsessed with bigger and better.
Yeah,
bigger is always what. If he was as good as he is, a heavyweight, boxing would be even, like, way more popular.
Yeah, I mean,
we love a heavyweight.
I guess that's kind of the same in UFC. Everyone likes the John Dotson and like the small guys, but everyone comes out for the like light heavyweight and up or middleweight and up, I guess.
They want to see it, man. They want to see it.
Do you see the ads that are out for like it's like knockout boxing? It's like a tiny ring. It's just a circle, and there's no space, so like all they can do is just throw haymakers at each other. It's been on TV for pay-per-view. It's crazy.
Really?
It's a small ring. There's no cage. There's no ropes. So it's just
the other thing that sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
But about a guy like Tyson too, is that he knew how popular he was, and he knew that people wanted to see a show. He was aware of that, and a lot of guys who fight these days, you'll see like a lot of things about boxers now is like, I mean, a good boxer does, learn your style, learn what you're doing, and adapt and try to attack your weaknesses. But Tyson, on top of having that skill, was still aware that like not only is this arena full, but millions and millions of people, and I'm gonna go for it because I know people want to see the knockout. So even if he doesn't get it, he would go for the knockout because he knows that part of it is being a showman. That's part of being a world-class prize fighter, is it's a show. You know, you want to see, you don't want to watch a guy dance for fucking 10 rounds, do you? No. I don't want to see a guy just fucking slip and then fucking run around the ring. I want to see him go for the knockout. That's when everyone stands up.
I don't know anything about boxing, but that's one of the criticisms I heard of Mayweather Jr. is that his past few fights, he wins, but it's just he wins because he's a smarter boxer, and it's not.
He's the most skilled in that class, I think, by far. Okay. I think he's the most. So he has the skills to do whatever he wants. I think the older he gets, the more he definitely wants to keep that 0 in the loss column. And even though he could go in there and just trade punches and probably end up doing some severe damage, maybe even knock people out or down at least. I think as he knows the career is winding down, the 0 in the loss column becomes more precious. Yeah. And you go like, dude, I want to go down as no losses. I think that's in his head.
You know, it's funny how he's fighting Canelo next. Again?
Yes, you're right. Yes, it is.
And it's...
No. Canelo...
No.
Just fought.
Right.
So
I'm sorry. He's fighting the guy. He's rematching the guy.
Right.
The Argentinian.
Marquez?
No. Who's he fighting?
Syatt. Man.
I'm going to look for it. Hold on.
Yeah, he's rematching that dude that took him to 14 rounds or 15 rounds. That was a great fight, the Argentinian.
Yeah.
And then, but it's funny how when I was growing up...
Madonna?
Madonna. It was like, you know, you had Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns and, you know, Marvin Hagler. And there was just this whole Alexis Arguello. You had these personalities. And yes, Muhammad Ali was still there, you know. But you had, it seems like it's not like that in boxing. You have 3 or 4 guys that you're basically interested in, that you know of, and you do it. That's how I feel. That's how I am with boxing. I know the Klitschko
guys,
the Klitschko brothers. I know Pacquiao.
It sounds crazy, but part of it is that we're speaking as Americans in America, but we need Americans in the whatever's the biggest thing in the division for whatever sport to be the best, for America to be into it.
Involved, yes.
If Team USA got to the final, won for sure, but if they even got to the finals of the World Cup, you would see a crazy boost. There's a boost that happened. More people than ever in this country watched that. Like, the World Cup became more interesting to them, and soccer, and you saw the interest go up. I saw more people than ever talking about it and watching those. If that team were to go on further, you would see something crazy happen. And the same thing happens with that. The Klitschkos are bad for American fans of boxing because they don't give a shit. We know who they are, but no one cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we need Americans to fucking dominate for us to be really excited about it.
That's true. That's true. And I've noticed it even at UFC matches. Like, I've always said the Christmas card, the New Year's card after Christmas Day, that card has to be a little bit more American than most of the cards throughout the year. A lot of people go to Vegas, they buy tickets just to go see the UFC, and they know, you want the Chuck Liddells on that card. You want the Captain America on that card. You want the Rich Franklins on that card.
For which show specific? For which one?
The Christmas show.
The Christmas
one
one.
After December 25th. This year it's January 2nd. But they usually have a December 29th show, December 28th. If you look at those throughout the year, for those to really be good, you have to stop touching the mic. Somebody keep touching the mic. I heard ba-boom, ba-boom. Move your cell phones away from the fucking mics and shit. And I've noticed it, that on those cards throughout the year, they could have Brazilians headline that card. But for that December 29th, they always like Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano would do great on that card. This year, now it's Cormier against John Jones. That's a well-known, you follow me? But they'll have Gina Carano and whatever. They want that on that. So it's just amazing the difference. And when you go to the UFCs, you hear people chanting. And I forget sometimes, USA. I'm like, why the fuck are they chanting? Oh, he's fighting a Brazilian guy. He's fighting a Chinese guy.
Well, you'll see it, too, if you do the road one. Like, I've gone to one in Australia, and I've gone to one in Canada. And whenever they obviously bring out the fighter from that country to place goes nuts, which makes total sense.
I don't mind if they go nuts. It's when they start going USA.
Oh, yeah, well, that's different.
And now this poor little fucking Chinese guy in the UFC, he's feeling bad. He's in the ring by himself.
You feel bad about that?
I really do. It embarrasses me. Like, he's our guest. And you're making him fucking feel bad. It's bad. Let me see you fly 12 hours from your country without an octopus next to you, whatever the fuck they eat. And then you go to Vegas and you gotta fucking lose 10 pounds and you gotta walk and then you gotta fight some guy. And while you're fighting, people yelling USA. And you're from little fucking Hong Kong, you know, you're 5'6". You know what I'm saying? You were trained to be a butler, and here you are, people yelling fucking USA, USA. So it bothers the fuck out of me when I go to those things. I'm like, really?
I always get uncomfortable just at that chant, honestly, anywhere. Like that, for some reason, you know, maybe it's like some weird like thing about when you're from like the most powerful country in the world, to hear people chant it at like bar, I get uncomfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like I just do. Even obviously in this country, when people are like, I feel like it's almost obnoxious.
And as a comic, you want to hear that. It does something to you. Like they were like, we wouldn't have come to California. We weren't going to come by the Comedy Store, and we were going to go catch, Sarah Silverman at Largo. That's big. They're coming out there to support, you know. So there was a time, the last 2 years of the store, I say that the Comedy Store was like Conor McGregor. You know, when Conor McGregor goes to Vegas, everybody jumps up and down. Everybody gets $1 in their pocket. He generates that much income. There was a time, man, with the store, like people were going to the Japanese place to eat next door, which is, $200 a plate in there. You ain't going in there fucking with no coupon. There ain't no happy hour. Whatever the fucking name it is, Tanaka, whatever. I forget what it was. I mean,
right next to the store, right?
Right next to the store. You don't even know it's a sushi restaurant. It's fucking, there's not a sign, there's nothing. You walk up this, it's like you're walking into somebody's house. And then the house is the fucking sushi restaurant.
Shit, I never went in there. It looks like a castle almost. Yeah.
So in 23 years, I was there twice. And it was with my brother because he was picking up the check. I don't know nothing about that. They wanted $15 for just one steak on a stick.
Fuck that.
Just one, but it was the best fucking Japanese steak you ever had in your life. And he wasn't watching, so I kept ordering more. Let me get 2 more. Two more. Don't worry,
Don't worry. Eat them in one bite.
I kept ordering 2 more and him another drink. Hey, get another 2 drinks. You and the broad. Go ahead. This is fucking 2000. Last time I was in there, Lee, had to be 2005, 6.
Wow.
And sometimes if you were pulling up to the store, you could see people sneaking up there. It was well hidden. Fucking forgot the name, but Tanaka, one of those fucking names.
Katana.
Maybe,
yeah. I walked by it a million times. Katana. I never went there. That's fucking. Are you? Because you're not. I know you're not. You're not a cheap person, but there was someone at the show last night who was going to change their plane ticket for like $600, and I was like, I would never. There's not a situation that I would spend $600 to like get a couple more hours of sleep. Are you past that, or like would you spend like the money on like fancy? So you don't seem like a fancy sushi or like a club, like anything like that sort of person.
Listen, we all want to be fucking hunky dory, right?
Right.
And I've said this before that I was left in a different situation than most people. I was left in a situation where my mother didn't leave a will. And she left the house, she left gold, she left money, and I got that shit yanked from me. I never saw a dime of it, When I spend money now, I think about my daughter. This ain't my money. This is her money. Who the fuck am I to go get an $82 piece of sushi because I think I'm Johnny Bananas? Are you with me? Like, I love lots of tails. I love fucking a good steak, I love all these things, but at what point, really? I'm going to push my flight back to save $600? What if you get to the airport and that flight you were on got delayed for 8 hours? and you just dropped 600 on the earlier flight. It's. Listen, if you have that type of money, God bless you. Yeah, I know if I had that type of money, I wouldn't be on a commercial flight, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'd be hitching on a flight with fucking Guns N' Roses or something like that. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So you just switching $600. What was he staying for?
No. He was leaving. He was leaving, like, he just didn't want to wake up for the 5 a.m. flight. There was like an 8 a.m. flight. And I was like, I tried to talk him out of it because the Jew and me, like with Josh and Jacob, they smoke. And for a months ago, Jacob was like, oh, let's just smoke in the rental car. We'll pay the, and I can't, the $500 fee to smoke in a car. I would never, like, smoke in a room. So I can't do that. I'm so fucking cheap.
No, I don't smoke in my hotel room.
You've never done that?
I'll smoke if they have a balcony. I'll smoke on the balcony. You know, I don't care what kind of glass you got. A little bit always sneaks in.
Yeah.
You know, so a little bit. Oh, you have to sit out there for a couple minutes and let it air out of your clothes and air out of everything, and then go inside. You know how many times I smoked a fucking bazooka on my balcony? My daughter's in the pool right there in Laguna Beach. My wife's in there with the neighbors, and I'm on the balcony, and I turn around, the fucking door's open this much.
Oof.
My wife comes up and goes, this room smells like fucking reefer. The worst thing, listen, I never stole a car in my life, and I'll tell you why. Right. Because when you get pulled over, you got nowhere to go. You're in the car. You got the evidence on you, you fucking dummy. And number two, if you smoke in a hotel room, again, cops knock on your door. You got nowhere to go. What, are you going to jump off the fucking balcony? If the security comes up to your room and says, you know, Mr. Syatt, we've been smelling weed. We got a couple complaints. And there you are with a joint in your room. So, listen, you've been in hotels with me. What's the rule? We check in. We go upstairs. And the time it takes me to pee, call my wife and roll a joint. I come right back downstairs. Do we not?
Right. Always.
Always. And we go smoke a joint and see what the fuck's going on. I would never tell you to come to my room and smoke a joint. Not even when I did Vegas and I had the big room upstairs. We didn't smoke in that room. Privileges, bro, when you're a comic, you know, privileges are privileges. And in life, privileges are privileges. I love smoking weed. But you'll never see me driving smoking a fucking joint.
No.
Very seldom. We used to go to the ice house and smoke a joint outside the ice house. But you could name in 10 years, how many times are we driving down the 101 acting like Cheech and Chong? Did we have 2,000 milligrams in us? Yes, we did. Yeah. Story. Nobody asked. But were we driving Cheech and Chong in it? You know what I'm saying?
No. Because where should I? Do you have any tips for on the strip? Where do I go to smoke? I don't want to get in trouble. Like, do they care? Where would you smoke?
It's legalized in the city. They got weed stores. They got weed stores in Vegas.
I know they have, but I didn't know if I could smoke right on the strip, by the hotel.
You smoke wherever the fuck you want. When you get to the stratosphere, they'll tell you where to smoke. When you get downstairs to do the show, they'll go, no, go out that door right there. Nobody will bother you. They have a smoking lounge, you know, even at Dodger Stadium. They just don't fucking tell you.
Really?
Yeah, you can smoke dope at Dine. You got to walk 18 miles past the Mexicans out there with the Yakuza or something, with Ichiro Suzuki's people, whatever the fucking guy is that got caught for gambling. Hold on, we'll talk about that. Huh?
Go ahead.
Shoni Itani.
Yeah.
Right? That's my boy. But now with this gambling thing, hold on 1 second while we